of the wire on so many matches.
Agreed. The top 8, we have George W. Burst. We also have Bear versus BearBeaver. And then on the other side, we have ScrawtVermillion versus Masoma. And on the loser side, I believe we have Infinity versus BloomingLotus. And then we have a Bearell versus foxof42.
Right. So a lot of this, I mean, if you did miss the beginning of top 24, Bear, George W. Burst, Scrawt, Masoma all played really well.
Yes.
I feel like they've secured their part in the winner side like very well. They did an excellent job, you know, maintaining a lot of consistency on their characters throughout the entire weekend because we've been playing Melty since Friday.
Yes.
Some of them have been
playing Melty since Friday.
Playing Melty since Friday. And then Infinity, BloomingLotus, Bearell, and foxof42. foxof42 in particular, I want to focus on. I know we'll get to see him a little bit later, but on a really nice hot streak right now.
Yes, agreed. A lot of his matches have come down to the wire in a lot of instances, but other than that, he's been able to control a lot of neutral situations, mitigate a lot of the quote-unquote scrambles that happen in neutral with like shields, random counter hits, a lot of wake-up heats, and they look like they're waiting to go, and someone should let them know they can just go now.
Oh, yep, there we go. They're like, oh, chillin'. Yeah, we've just had a couple things we need to take care of during the break, but we are so thrilled to get this started on the winner side of the bracket. This is BearBeaver, they've been playing Miyako throughout the weekend,
yes.
And George W. Burst with Arc. And here we are getting right into it. First round winners finals.
All right, so we have BearBeaver versus George W. Burst, as we said earlier, and you can see where George W. Burst is kind of trying to like make sure they're not tagged by any random Miyako normal, because even though Arcwood has the superior air normals, it's still scary to fight Miyako in the air like that.
It is. All right, shield counter again, and then just the A to go and finish it, gets the knockdown.
Double overhead, yeah.
Nice.
That's a lot of like first layer stuff that George W. Burst likes to do.
All right. Miyako corner pressure, something that was highlighted a lot over the course of the past few days, incredibly impressive.
Yes, agreed.
All right.
No air throw in there. George W. Burst gets to escape the corner for free.
Oh, no. Gonna carry those all the way to the other side. He's got plenty of meter to work with. Spend a bar, no, get the full knockdown. Mix up just goes low.
That was hard to see because you can see BearBeaver actually walk forward a little bit because they were unsure of like, oh wait, do I hold back, which turned into forward, and they got hit by 2A there.
Oh, just challenge in the air. I like the way George W. Burst is using fast buttons to try and check everything that Bear is putting out, since everything that Bear does is fast.
Oh, half screen moon skill elbow. Should get a full confirm, might also spend the bar to secure a very high life lead. Nope. Ooh, it looked like he's trying to safe jump that DP, but no avail.
No, just hold the shield, doesn't really get anything out of that. Actually just gets hurt for his troubles. Another DP, spends a bar.
Ooh, small OTG there. And you can see George W. Burst trying to run under Miyako constantly to make sure he's not tagged. More plus frames. There's the guard canceling heat. BearBeaver's trying to play the game, but they get counter hit by jump B until full confirm.
Right, back into the corner. Look how much magic circuits that George W. Burst has. He does choose to spend a bar there, gets full knockdown. Yeah, go ahead, knockdown mix. Double overhead.
You have to expect that as one of the beginning layer mix-ups that they're willing to do on offense, because Arcwood's jump C is so active that once you block it, you still have to see her that she's in the air. So you have to react to the next normal coming down or just get ready to block low, and that's kind of hard versus her. All right, game 2. George W. Burst is kind of like waiting. Oh my goodness.
He intimidated him into the corner.
Yes.
That's what that was.
Yeah, you just slowly walked him into the corner without being right next to them, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I'm not going to hit you.
No. George W. Burst doing a great job with all these knockdown combos. Oh my god, the charge to go into it, get another knockdown combo. Moon drive. Oh!
It looked like BearBeaver thought they could moon drive through Arcwood's jump C, but like I said before, it is really active. It's active for something ridiculous like 10 plus frames, so if you moon drive through that move, you better make sure she's not hitting you.
Yeah, a lot of Arc's moves are incredibly active. You have to be very, very careful.
Oh,
right.
Nice full confirm.
All right, pick up in the corner, spend a bar, and then go ahead for the knockdown. Yeah, that's a really optimal combo.
Yes. Oh, there's a guard cancel blood heat.
Oh no.
Have to be a little bit careful because yes, if you shield that, you get last arcs. But we don't have to worry about that. BearBeaver gets a small OTG string. And double moon skill elbow from half screen from George W. Burst. Just trying to stay in. Oh my goodness.
Whew. Okay, blocks across the, oh, double shield, but then got to punish the recovery on the shield from BearBeaver. Now it's all George W. Burst Tried. Oh, gets hit with the overhead though.
Yes, not ready for the wake up jump B from BearBeaver, but you can see that they still have like a large life lead, more space to work with.
Oh!
And you can tell BearBeaver did that heat there because after they whiffed the move, they thought they could just press ABC, get their life back, knock away George W. Burst, but they had the presence of mind not to be too close. Just like, you know what, I don't have to be right next to you.
Right.
I can just get ready to punish anything else you do that whiffs, and he reacted to the heat and just ran in and got a punish.
Yeah, that's one thing you have to be so aware of is your spacing during that and the spacing of your opponent during that.
Yes.
Because we've seen time and time again throughout top 48, top 24, and in pools that if you're just blocking during that, if you're not in the blowback area of the heat, you can just take a really nice free punish.
Yes, that's true. Because like there's a lot of recovery on whiffed heat because if you hold the charge, you can actually see the startup, and then a lot of times people will just kind of absentmindedly just say like, wait, what's going on here? Oh wait, it's the the animation for that, but they're too slow to react to get a punish for it on that one. So good stuff to George W. Burst. Yeah,
going to be moving on into our winners finals. We'll be facing the next of ScrawtVermillion versus Masoma, and we've seen this a lot.
This is a lot of winners finals, grand finals, and exhibitions. These two have played a lot.
They have. The last time that I saw them play was for the Evo reveal show.
Yes.
So that was, Masoma was on Vlov, and at that time, ScrawtVermillion played Tono.
Yes.
Throughout that.
And that might have been one of those, he's having fun for the exhibition type thing.
Yeah, and so, it worked though, because he took it.
Yes. It's hard to tell, because now Scrawt definitely playing Mario Bestino, as we saw earlier. They've committed to the character, it looks like full time, and a lot of people are not ready for all his mix-ups, all his pressure, the way he structures neutral, and making sure that if you don't know what the nuns do, you're just going to be zone full screen for half the game.
Exactly, and watching Scrawt play, especially when it was the Mario versus Mario mirror match, he's so good at selecting the most optimal options for the main, or for the nuns, and he's playing very confidently.
Yes.
And he's been practicing a lot for this, so we're going to go ahead and get into it. And also, I love that he's using the Eltnum color palette for it.
All right, Masoma already popped Moondrive there, trying to make sure he's not getting punished for any projectiles he throws up. But as you can see, Scrawt's already in there, causing pressure. Gonna shield, gonna punish with BC. Very nice.
Excellent. And this is gonna be full optimal combo. Yep. Okay, techs the grab, and then throws again. Nobody expects two throws.
Ooh, tries to beta a low shield from Scrawt, doesn't get anything. Back to full screen zoning, has to be careful. And you can see Masoma kind of just chills a little bit. It's just like, all right, I don't want that nun to hit me from half screen, because that is a trait that Mario has in this matchup. The nuns kind of just bypass parts of the screen, and if they get close to you, you have to respect them.
Yeah, and there too, getting counter hit by the second nun. Gets a little hit. Masoma's getting tiny bits of chip, and then the B counter gonna go into a combo here. He can spend a bar if he wants to, but just chooses to go for the knockdown, and then an overhead to close it out.
Right there, you saw Masoma get counter hit on the first wake up, probably trying to fuzzy mash 5A, and then on the second time when Scrawt delayed his next hit.
Oh, that was, whoops. The way that Masoma is putting out the projectiles, Scrawt's not moving where Masoma thinks he's going to.
Yes, that's correct. Scrawt has learned that movement with this character and stalling, yes, baiting throws with the nuns is very strong because you preserve your air momentum when you call them.
Whew. All right, shields the nuns. Does get a knockdown with one ground stomp, two ground stomp. This is like the Masoma special, all the ground stomps.
His confirms for full screen with those are really clean, but as we've seen, Scrawt over the course of the last few months has learned how to deal with Masoma's pressure and learn how to wait out Vlov in such a way that a lot of people who are not familiar with this see it as a new way to fight him.
Okay. Counter hit Moondrive activation to try and counter the incoming damage, and now hit with a lot of the ice projectiles, so taking a lot of chip damage as well.
Scrawt still has almost 3 bars, but he gets counter hit by jumping in the air.
Yes, this is probably it.
Yeah. Full confirm. Gets the round. Very good, Masoma.
Yeah, very well played. That charge JC does a lot of damage and covers a lot of screen.
Uh-oh. Scrawt kind of landed right in front of Masoma, didn't get counter hit by anything. Good low shield from Scrawt. Just making sure he doesn't take any unnecessary chip.
Whew. Just sent one non away. Okay, just gets hit with a low.
Yeah, Scrawt looked like he was trying to maybe throw or jump too early and got tagged low. All right, now he has to respect this Oki. Oh, empty jump low.
All right. Masoma, okay, just do send one bar, goes ahead, does the triple tap, and then will probably jump again. Just stop anything that Scrawt is going to do for coming out of the corner. All right, we've got a blood heat.
All right, Masoma not trying to swing into there, just chilling, letting Scrawt get his life back. Nice throw tech from Scrawt. He gets his turn back again.
Right.
Moontrap activation for both players, trying to see what's going on. Ooh.
Ooh!
Yeah, and that's the pole arm done. If she ever hits anything as the moon skill, there's one frame where you're not allowed to do anything, but Masoma got away from it, gets his turn, gets a clean hit.
Yeah, has plenty of bar if he, just go ahead. He just got that third bar on the last hit. Well done to Masoma.
Yeah, very good. A lot of people would not have noticed that they were about to get the third bar. They probably would have dumped meter a lot earlier and might not have been able to kill. But Masoma, being the seasoned player he is just ready for that situation to be very optimal. That was scary.
That was really scary. Masoma had used up both of his air actions, so by the time he hit the ground, it just let Scrawt get pretty much damage for free.
Yes, and then the stand tech from Masoma there gets baited by the air dash. Full confirm. Probably going to pull him back to the corner. Very nice.
Okay,
all right,
what's
axe done. Throws too early, but the axe done covers that. Masoma tried to press, looks like 2B, and he gets counter hit.
Nice comeback. I mean, comeback from the previous game for Scrawt with a perfect. I mean, it's impressive what Scrawt's been able to do in the month and a half that this character's been out.
I know a lot of people see new characters, and they're like, hey, it's not really explored. Nobody wants to take that risk because, there's net play tournaments, there's offline tournaments. But Scrawt was willing to take a couple of L's, and he figured out that, man, this character's really good.
It's exciting to see what's being developed with the character. Oh, it blocks both of the ground stops, but not the charge overhead.
Decided to low shield there, and he guessed wrong, honestly.
Yeah, as was mentioned in top 24, why does he flop half an overhead like that, standing overhead?
Woo, clean round from Masoma. He made sure that Scrawt could not leave that corner, baited a lot of his reversal options, and now he is on match point to go to winners finals.
This is probably the strongest I've seen Masoma played in the Scrawt-Masoma matchup in a very long time.
Yes, because usually it's very back and forth, but I think Masoma has had more time to get ready for Mario. And
yes.
A lot of these, small exchanges usually favor Masoma.
Yeah.
Ooh,
okay.
All right. Gets the land.
Uh-oh. All right. A lot of damage and goes ahead, spends the rest of it because he had a little bit of time left on the super. This is my favorite hard drive in the game.
Just pulls Noelle out of nowhere and just says like, hey, I need you to get a couple of hits before I throw you away.
All right, but big hit here from Masoma goes up.
Yep, other side of the screen. Yeah, I'm out of here.
His dash is deceptively fast.
Yes, it is. It takes a little, the startup is a little bit slow, but once he gets moving, she's just going.
He's ice skating, clearly.
Uh-oh. Punish the shield. Yes!
Oh, what a shield punish from Masoma. And a clean 2-0. Moving on into winners finals. Scrawt shaking his head like, I did some stuff wrong.
Yeah. But the thing is, we've seen Scrawt get sent to losers by Masoma plenty of times.
Right.
And they usually wind up in grand finals together, and Scrawt usually does run it back. So that's something to take into account, that if Scrawt makes it to grand finals and Masoma's in grand finals, there might be some. I kind of already have an idea of what mistakes I made, so you have to be careful.
And that would be very similar to what happened in grand finals at Frosty.
Yes.
With the, there was an incredible grand finals reset, and Scrawt ended up taking the whole thing. So, and I know he feels like he's really confident. He's said so on Twitter multiple times, like, I trained for this. So both Bear and Scrawt were not gone. They're going to be facing off down in the loser side of the bracket, which we're going to be moving over to now.
Yes.
First with Infinity versus BloomingLotus. BloomingLotus's DA Noelle has been incredible. But
except they picked Alco to not fight the mirror match versus Luna earlier.
This is true.
Because I know a lot of people are just like, oh, we're going to see, they play only Dead Apostle Noelle. Except I've known them to play Alco for a little while as well in conjunction. So that way, they have an idea of strong DLC characters that a lot of people are not familiar with, even though it seems like they're getting a lot of play recently.
Yeah. And it was actually funny, like scrolling through BloomingLotus's Twitter, he made some tweet today about his waifu Alco carrying him through.
It's like, please carry me to top 8, and that's on him.
It is.
They did their own, all right, I'm gonna run it all the way back versus Lunar, and they saved their 4C overhead for the very last moment right there, as people might remember, where Brett and myself, we were talking about it, like you use overheads when you need them the most, and that was the time they needed that overhead the most.
Right. So Infinity has been doing really well with the Saber. Fought a couple Saber mirror matches to get here as well.
Surprisingly, yes.
Like through the character, it's actually really interesting the characters that we have in this top 8. There's not a lot of repeat except for Mario.
Yes, correct.
We have 2 Marios in top 8, but the Saber we actually saw a few of throughout this entire tournament, but Infinity has been doing a really good job using Saber's options, but using them in such a way that was able to counter a lot of the other Sabers, like mix them up with their own character.
Exactly, because I know a lot of people are wondering what Bestino does, but it'll come with time. There's a lot more exploration that has to be done fighting the character on defense, but...
Okay, so BloomingLotus deciding to go with Alco, I think is a strong choice.
Especially because a lot of people don't really fight this character, or don't really pay attention to a lot of her movement options, her options after full screen, committal special moves. Oh my goodness, but Infinity gets a clean hit on the 2C.
Yeah, one thing that Alco does really well is control the airspace a lot better than DA Noel, so I think I like that choice. However, this is a big combo from BloomingLotus and now has corner advantage, doesn't get anything off of the shield counter.
Yes, tried to guess that Infinity would fall down with the button, but instead they punish the recovery of the... Plus frames, make sure he gets his turn. And BloomingLotus now trying to down back and make sure to get a space. There we go. Okay,
does get hit by the orb, but doesn't follow up on it. Just wasn't really able to find the clean hit that they were looking for. Okay, gets a laser. Tried to go in for a really sneaking grab, and BC, yikes!
All right, Infinity being patient, nice fuzzy mash on the empty jump from BloomingLotus. That's a strength for people who like to do empty jump lows. If you fuzzy mash at the right time, they will land and they'll get either normal hit or counter hit, or even they block and get your turn back. And speaking of which, Infinity manages to get another clean hit.
Yeah, so expecting to see a nice little corner tornado, go ahead and get your turn back. Nope,
Ooh.
shield, just wait. Infinity is one of the most patient players, I think, in this top 8. Just always waits for the mistakes. Oh, but gets opened up wide here. This is BloomingLotus's opportunity. It was your opportunity. Nope, you took it back.
It was always their turn. That big orb there, it stays for quite a while. It can be shielded, but shielding orbs is dangerous, just like how if you don't take a throw in front of the orb, that's also dangerous.
Okay, stand up, wait.
Waiting for the response. No, Infinity, you're doing so well. And then you press a button at the last second.
Yeah, I don't know if they thought like, oh, the orb is going to go away now. I've waited long enough. You did not.
Nope. Alco can hold that orb really long, blocks the overhead. And now BloomingLotus looks like they're in control of like how they want to move, how they want to apply pressure.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay, yeah, Infinity caught in the corner. Gets thrown into the orb. What a pickup and back into the corner. That was an incredible combo.
Yes, Alco can still commit to actions after the orb hits you because it makes you untech until you hit the ground. So it's very... Oh! Woo! There's a trade, rising jump A, nice confirm from BloomingLotus.
Right, orb is out, orb is gone. Just pressure here from BloomingLotus, and then Infinity found the opening, has got a lot of meter if they want to spend something here. Okay, uses 1 bar for the EX, gets the full knockdown, and wing up overhead.
Uh-oh. Reversal EX DP from BloomingLotus. Puts out 2 orbs, catches the backdash. This might be the end of the round if they get enough meter for Arc Drive. Nope.
No, not quite.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Infinity's still alive, and that's not what you want.
No, absolutely not, but catches them in the air after the shield counter.
Yes. A good recognition by Lotus to know that they can just up back versus the shield counter, block it, and then contest afterwards.
Round start movement, run into each other's face. I love it. Ooh. And lasers come out. Ball is up. God, both of them are playing really patiently right now.
Because you can tell that BloomingLotus is like, all right, I can just like play a slow zoning game, and Infinity's just trying to figure out, okay, I need to make sure I block something first before I decide to move, or shield something first, because those orbs are just sitting there menacingly, making sure that like if I try to hit her, they'll hit me first.
Exactly, and the projectile from Alco is deceptively fast, so if you whiff a shield or anything, you can get hit by it very easily. Okay, orb comes out.
Overhead block.
overhead not blocked. Do it again
That's
3
3.
times. Let's go.
If at first you got it, if at first you succeed, just do it 2 more times.
Absolutely, do it again. And that was a perfect from BloomingLotus. I think they're extremely confident right now, and this is working out fantastically for them. Shield, oh, just nice air movement to avoid anything.
And it looks like Infinity's not to say he's not familiar with the matchup, but it could be that the way BloomingLotus is playing is throwing them off.
Whiff throw into just lows. Gonna go ahead and carry into the corner. Infinity only has this much meter because they haven't gotten to play the game.
Yes, correct. Infinity hasn't spent meter for EX. For Heat, there's a moon drive, doesn't get countered. Hit.
Oh, orb comes into play. This is probably going to be it. Yep.
Oh, that was just enough. Even after all those jump A's, it scaled pretty heavily. And BloomingLotus making very quick work of Infinity. A lot of people are. It looks like Infinity's like, man, how are you so good with this character? I haven't played anyone this good with her yet. It's
He
wild.
really did just shake his hands and go, how did that?
Like, what are you doing with your character? And BloomingLotus is like, yeah, I picked this character because I know you're ready for the other one that I normally play.
Exactly. And the way that BloomingLotus has been playing DANOL in stark contrast to what we just saw, it's very fast. The tempo is so rapid that if you're preparing for that level of speed out of your opponent and then you just get hit with this Alco who's straight chilling and taking all the time to really think about the setups and counter everything at your own pace.
Yes.
It was a mental counter at that point.
Right, because a lot of people, when they fight Alco, they're like, all right, I actually have to like fly in and chase her, right?
Right.
But there's a lot of orbs she puts up to, there's a lot of lasers that snipe your pre-jump frames, so you can't block, so you get hit. And that small chip over time starts to really chip away at you, and you're like, man, why am I not? I just need to jump faster. I'll get there eventually, and then before you know, you lost like half your life.
Right, and the way that BloomingLotus was setting up those orbs, if you notice throughout the entire match there with Infinity, it was exactly at the right height where Saber was jumping on the diagonals where she was going.
Right.
Just got shut down. Like the whole game plan was gone, and you would have had to run low or go do a dash under or something, and that just wasn't something it seemed Infinity was prepared to do.
Right, exactly. All right, on to the last side of losers for round 1 in top 8. We have Bearell versus foxof42.
So Red Arc into our second Mario, our only repeat character. And Bearell also plays Mario to a very high degree. It was so exciting to getting to watch that mirror match in top 24, especially when it's like same ideas and things like that. But against Red Arc, who has the projectile game to shut down the Nun, to knock them out, to make them basically a non-factor.
Right.
Should be really interesting to see. However, Bearell might just barrel them down. Sorry, I had to make the joke. I throw the whole Jade one away.
But the important thing to remember here is that if foxof42 can put out these rings sooner than those Nuns can show up, as long as you have the projectile already out there, the Nuns will not persist. However, if you're too late, the Nuns will still persist through your projectiles.
And this is a very strong opening from Bearell, getting so many Nuns out there. I mean, it's like he's playing Marvel.
Oh, a little bit, yes. Usually with the quote-unquote puppet characters of most anime games, they have a way of controlling space very well without committing their bodies. However, foxof42 managed to get through all of that and is getting a clean confirm with the EX ring ender.
All right, and just like you had pointed out earlier, projectiles coming out incredibly early to counter as much as he can. BC, and then switches to put Bearell back in the corner. That was really nice movement on that shield game there.
Yes, foxof42 did BC double jump and jumped out of the corner to not put themselves in the corner, but this time they're getting tagged by the sword Nun. Ooh, no confirm after.
All right, thrown, corner setup, blocked, and then just went low.
Yes, was expecting the overhead, but you have to react to the charge to notice it's an overhead. So got hit low right after. Spin a bar, small charge. Nope, this goes for a meaty ring, Oki.
Yeah.
Another counter hit on the meaty ring.
All right, can carry this up. Does they choose to spend a bar? Yes, they choose to spend the bar. Not gonna kill yet, but then meaty rings again, and just sending out these projectiles so fast. Overhead closes out the first. No, that was the second round. Good lord.
Yes, yeah. foxof42, when they want to, they can play at a pace that's so fast. A lot of people are not prepared for it because they look at his uni play and think like, oh, you play Batista, you play like a slow zoning game.
Right.
Which is not really true most of the time because with Batista, you can still rush down people quite heavily. All right, B Vanish, no punish. The eject button, as a lot of people like to call it for work. She does jump back and throws out 2 rings and can get a confirm on it.
Right. Shield BC, same thing with the overhead that we saw in the corner in the previous round. Right? Just trying to avoid sword nun. Does hit her ult, but the second nun comes and allows Bearell to get in.
Yes, that is another thing you have to worry about. Even though you hit the sword nun, Mario's still allowed to call another nun off the screen, so you have to be careful.
Right. Okay, gets hit with a ring, just back and forth. God, Ark's movement is so fast.
Oh, trying to stand tech and got hit with the fade back jump C to a full confirm here.
Okay, recovery in the air though, that's an opportunity for Bearell, and is going to go ahead and take that. The air tech, he was just a little bit faster on wake up for that.
Yes. All right, let's see if foxof42 can like kind of clean up those situations that they did before. Whoa! Anti-air web sling, doesn't get the confirm after, run under 2B.
Low. This is a big combo because that spends a bar.
Oh, doesn't safe jump the heat, but still gets a confirm from sword nun. Full confirm in the corner.
Yeah, this is going to be the entire heat wasted. Okay, but we did get Moondrive activation now. It's still not going to do anything. This is going to be, unless anything changes, a perfect for Bearell. Oh, just close it out with the crab.
And at the beginning there, you saw, at the end there, you saw Bearell do the charge Goomba Stomp, but it whipped. So foxof42 was getting ready to block a normal, but instead they got thrown and wasn't ready to tech it.
Right. They went there briefly for a throw. They got it that time. There was twice in the beginning they went for that throw. Woo. Bearell's like, oh, this is working. We'll keep doing it.
Oh.
Right. Oh, gets hit with the low from foxof42.
A lot of scrambles going on.
Yeah, big air challenge though from foxof42. Gonna go ahead, spend the bar, get the knockdown. Just cross up.
That's so hard to see because it can be same side or opposite side.
Huh. Foxof42 said grabs are working. I'll take that too.
Uh-oh. Be careful about landing. Nice. Good movement.
Fantastic air movement. Okay, and throw him, take him out.
Yes. The EX grab there for the teleport is very good way to confirm a full screen ring hit.
All right. Rings come out, just goes ahead, gets a low.
All right. Spin the bar to get the knockdown. Probably commits meaty ring. There it is.
And, all right.
And a lot of people are not ready for that because if the ring whiffs, you're not ready to expect it to whiff. You're like, oh, I'm going to block it.
Okay, side switch, and then another grab. Just keep it back in the corner. This is oppressive from foxof42. Bearell finally gets an opportunity to do something. Two nuns are out.
Safe jump. Oh, doesn't get the dash up throw. It's okay, still keeps pressure. foxof42 is going to wait for an opportunity to try to disrespect. Gets thrown. Axe nun coming in.
Oh, another throw. If they confirm off of this, they do have bar. It's not going to kill, but it's definitely going to be, okay, ring setup. I thought he was going to go for a grab again. All right, the heat blowback resets to neutral.
Has to be careful about the sword nun right in front of him. Oh, no. Arc drive incoming. There it is. Just use the last remaining part to get as much damage as possible. Uh-oh, Axe nun. That's a lot of respect for Axe nun, but it doesn't matter. Uh-oh.
Okay. Ring shielded, but doesn't follow up on it. Ooh.
The jump sheet clash with the web sling. Oh, my God. They're just moving in front of each other. Uh-oh. Be careful.
Oh, gets caught with a web sling.
You have to be careful there because if you're not blocking, a web sling does catch a lot in the air and will just count as a grab, honestly. So, good 5A on the landing recovery from Foxo. Keeps Bearell in the corner. Oh. All right, doesn't mash on that. Eject button, confirm. Does he get the whole thing? No. But gets a reset. That looked really dirty because he was still in the air.
It really did. This is, okay, we got a heat activation. Just wanted to get a little bit of life back, anything, because he's bleeding and has very little resource as far as magic circuit. Getting hit with a lot of rings here. foxof42 doing an excellent job with the teleport and grab?
Yes, once you throw the ring and they get hit, you can just EX teleport grab, get it. As soon as she decides to throw you, you press Moondrive and you actually get a full confirm off of that.
That was incredible awareness from foxof42. That was one of our, actually, that's our first not 2-0 in top 8.
Not 2-0, but it was close though.
It was. It actually really was. I mean, Bearell did a fantastic job using the controlling the diagonal airspace. You're trying to shut things down. It was really well played, but unfortunately, both Infinity and Bearell out at 7th.
Yes.
And the crowd is cheering for them, and it always makes me really happy.
There's a lot of people out there making sure there's a lot of Canadian players that showed up to Combo Breaker this year because, it was one of the first events that a lot of out of people not in the USA can travel to.
Yes.
So they're just like, yeah, we don't know when we're going to be able to do this again, so like let's just go.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was watching Granblue Top 8 this morning, and so KOF Top 24, Granblue, Street Fighter, and Tekken were all going on, Tekken Top 24. And so of those, there were 2 Germans playing in Tekken, Dominican Republic represented in Street Fighter, Mexico, and Arzlanesh is from Pakistan, I believe, and then the U.S. So there was a Canadian on stream for Granblue as well. So we're having incredible international representation in this tournament, and I think that just makes it really fun because we've been talking about so much, you know, the North Americans are doing this, North Americans are doing this, and now we finally get the opportunity to welcome everybody here and get to play offline.
That's the biggest thing. A lot of people are just like, man, I can't wait for offline events to come back. I want to hang out with my friends. I want to play a lot of like 24-hour casuals. I want to see what my training regimens have brought me in the last 2 to 3 years, because a lot of people weren't allowed to go to events. Well, not allowed to, but found it hard to go to events in 2019 when we had the chance. But
right
now it's now time for everyone to realize, like, okay, I played through this weekend. I've gotten this far. I have this much stuff to work on, and so we will see what these two decide to do in the form of ScrawtVermillion and BloomingLotus.
Right, so BloomingLotus hovering over maids.
That could just be an intimidation thing or a button check thing.
Yeah, it could be, so let's see. They did fist bump, so we'll find out. This is interesting because I've actually not seen BloomingLotus play maids.
They did play maids at the very beginning of the game's lifespan. I do believe that they play with Kohaku Point, but started learning some of the Hisui side swap stuff, but Scrawt is not a stranger to playing against maids, because at the time a lot of people thought maids were like, oh, you know, they're a tag team, they're going to be very strong, obviously, but they do have some weaknesses. They're not as strong as their previous incarnation in current code.
Right, and ScrawtVermillion, when he started this game, was a Hisui main.
Yes.
So very familiar with the moveset for sure. And right now, BloomingLotus not getting a lot of things off of Kohaku. Excellent punish on the sword.
A lot of characters cannot actually do that without either committing to a fast EX move or being way closer.
Woo!
That clash. Nice awareness from Scrawt to make sure he gets it confirmed from that.
Right, so some of the changes to Kohaku on the whole, where they made her broom sword normals a little bit better, but the recovery on them is a bit longer now as well to compensate for that. So ScrawtVermillion taking advantage of all of that. Lots of blocking coming out from BloomingLotus, and we've got a heat activation, so got to be careful, got to be respectful.
Oh my
no
goodness.
respect, no respect.
Yeah, I'm just going to like mash buttons on you because I don't think you're going to hold shield. Oh,
Woo!
that swing gets caught by charge jump C. It does have a lot of clash frames. You're going to get the air throw in there. Let's see if they do dash up 2C. Make sure he doesn't jump. Oh, yep. And the full jump over to get doesn't get a full confirm.
All right, we detect the grab, but maids come out. Sword Nun doing so well.
Oh, chooses not to get the throw to get a meaty axe set up, and then runs BloomingLotus all the way to the corner with the Fear of God in them.
Yes, Mario will put the Fear of God into. He's got the entire coven with him.
Oh, double overhead. Yeah, that's super scary because when he does the charge head stomp, once you block it, he has so much time to either go low or commit to a very, very late double overhead.
So during that, did BloomingLotus use any of the Hisui assists?
No,
okay.
No.
I was like, I did not see Hisui do anything.
And that's honestly a problem a lot of maids players have. They're very stuck on the one maid when their strength is they can both provide support for each other, and one cannot be hit when the other one's not on screen.
All right. It was a good combo there from BloomingLotus with the tree coming in. All right, a lot of blocking at it. Finally, we see a Hisui assist with the table.
It looks like they heard us talking, but to the detriment, Scrawt managed to get out. Gets a knockdown with the Axe Nun.
Woo.
Oh, doesn't contest the falling jumpy again. Clean hit from the Sword Nun. Oh, falling jump C. Oh,
okay. Shield for shield, and then the recovery on the way down gets punished. BloomingLotus drops the combo.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
Get him, Hisui. Up, knockdown. Get him, Sword Nun. Get him, Punch Nun. Get him, Sword Nun again. Oh my God, full screen confirm. Gonna get a knockdown. Probably bait a heat on this wake up as well.
Yeah, let's see. So in the air. Ooh, there's the heat. Didn't bait it.
Oh! Air dash back to bait the stand tech from BloomingLotus. That's very good awareness from Scrawt to think that, like, I haven't done dash up throw here yet, so they might decide to tech, and he was right.
It was a very, very good decision. Okay, caught in the air. Hisui, or Kohaku in the corner. And just punched. I like punch none.
Another forward throw, another axe nut setup. Oh my god! Just hard baits the heat activation by dashing backwards.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You're trying to do heat to avoid the incoming from axe nun, but you're so vulnerable.
Yes, especially because Bestino doesn't need to be next to you. He can just summon the nuns wherever he wants to.
Exactly. It's such a versatile character.
Rising jump bait confirmed? No, it doesn't get anything off it.
Oh, catches on the way down. That's going to close it out. BloomingLotus put it all on Maids.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you assume that the player, a player like Scrawt has seen you play Alco, Dedapulse, and Noel, and they're ready for those two characters. And then you're like, all right, I can play Maids. They haven't seen this character. They think that Maids are Kohaku lead point is pretty strong. She is, but it still requires you to have proper spacing, know how to bait certain reversals, how to counter poke.
Right.
And Bestino doesn't really have to worry about much of that because of all the nuns that he has control over.
Right, and we saw that during the entire match, especially with the use of the axe nun to just throwing the projectiles, creating the no-fly zone above Kohaku's head,
yes.
and then coming in with the punch nun because he's trying to block low, not do anything, avoid Mario sliding into the bottom, and punch nun with the overhead just goes ahead and it's sandwich situations in a game that you're not used to having to do that with.
Yes, correct. It's especially if you're not familiar with the character like Bestino, he kind of just you wonder where are all these nuns coming from? Like, how does that one interact with this one? Can I hit this one? You're like, yes, but he can still call an EX nun that shows up out of nowhere and at your location just gets a clean hit on you. So if you're not ready, you kind of just lose instant momentum for thinking that oh yeah, you cleared the screen, but then you lose.
Right. I was playing through Mario before Combo Breaker just to get a better understanding of his moveset and how nuns work. And when just going through the basics, there's so many options that he has, and it's so interesting the setups that you can do, especially if you're being really sneaky, and that you can set up with a shield counter and just really lock down your opponent in this. It's almost like this Byakuya web of
a little bit,
but it's this lockdown that you have to be really aware of. And as we continue to go through the life of this game, players are going to have to learn how to counter that effectively, especially as players like Scrawt and like Bear get better at this character.
Mm-hmm. So up next on the other side of losers quarterfinals, we have foxof42 back up again against BearBeaver. I'm a little concerned for foxof42 because I don't think he's fought against Miyako's recently, and BearBeaver does play in such a way that foxof might not be able to run across the screen as they choose, throw rings at will. They'll have to contest with Miyako doing full screen super jump, run forward full screen, and just instantly be in your face because she's that fast.
It is, and I'm wondering too, because Miyako still has that side switch mechanic as well, where she can cross you up, and how good their blocking is. Are they ready to switch as quickly as they need to in order to create the defense that you really need to have against Miyako? And I mean, you guys, you and Brett were talking earlier, oh, this character, people say she's bad.
I mean,
the way that Bear plays her, she's so viable.
Yes, agreed. I'm not going to say that's the nature of the character, because in the visual novel, she's pretty I just want to learn karate and beat people up, but still I want to be cool.
Yeah, Miyako is a 5th grader, and
I don't know.
No, she is. She's in 5th grade, and she's very proud of what she's accomplished.
I'm about to throw hands with a 5th grader then, putting me in all these mix-ups. All right, EX Ender, full screen in the corner. BearBeaver off to a good start. Meaty jump C, whip. Yeah, you got to be ready for that. Incoming reset. That's one of the things a lot of Miyako players are doing now. Instead of taking the little damage she gets off a combo throw now, she just does a couple hits and then forces you to get ready for a reset.
So this is the exact sort of thing that you were talking about foxof42 having to be prepared for before we got into this. This is a nice change of pace, though, for foxof42. Meaty ring and then the Moondrive activation to just stop time, figure out what's going on, go ahead, kick.
And you can see BearBeaver is just all right, cool, I'm just going to respond with Moon Skill DP and see what happens after, and got away from the charge 5C from Fox. Ooh, good confirm with the 5B. Decides to use Moondrive there, but is going to dump all their Moon Gauge there with the bar. Same side. Base DP. That's hard to punish depending on who you are. Decides to heat. Wants to play the game still. Full screen stomp. Nothing. Does it again.
Jumps both times, so doesn't take any damage from it. Right, tries to go for the challenge in the air, and what a pickup from BearBeaver. Oh, what?
foxof not ready to punish that. Shield BC gets out of there. Goes back to full screen. Yep, EX teleport to go back to mid screen. Doesn't want to be stuck in the corner versus Miyako, but puts himself in the corner. Oh, that jump shield could have been punished, but it's okay.
Goes for the DP open. Nope. Switches side, throw back into the corner.
Yep, just going to take the full combo here. Oh, nice tech trap. foxof42 not ready for that. Almost got anti-air into the full combo.
They keep trying to do, foxof42 keeps trying to do the charge overhead with Red Arc, and it's not working out for them at all because Miyako's so fast can just run under it.
Oh, looks like they were trying to do the unblockable stomp setup, but didn't get anything. Oh my god.
There is that charges.
Oh my god. BearBeaver is doing so well to get around these rings.
Yes, she can go straight through them. She's so small.
That honestly could just be like a hurt box type thing, but foxof42 can actually take a throw, but eats an overhead, and that should be the end of the round.
Nope.
Oh, it's a reset.
Yeah, DP into the knockdown at the very end there. That DP is also very deceptive, just because of the way that it works. Like, then you have to block it really specifically. So it's a great, if you do play Miyako, it's a great tool to open up your opponent if they're blocking in the corner.
Exactly. Because a lot of people thought they're like, oh, you know, it's a lot slower, it's unusable, but it's still an overhead, and you still have to stand up to block, because if it's in the corner, she gets a full confirm with no meter.
Exactly. All right.
All right, foxof42 wakes up with a fuzzy 5A.
Oh, that time the overhead does work out. foxof42 able to get... Yeah, I was like, are we going to spend it? Yeah, okay. Go ahead and get the knockdown. Meaty ring. Oh, just punched in the face.
Wake up 3C from BearBeaver. My goodness. Cross up. Not ready for it. Moondrive to make a confirm off of it. This won't kill, but it'll be really close. Doesn't get the full confirm after. foxof42 lives for another
few bit.
Instances. Yep.
Yeah, they do have... Yeah, they can magic circuit if they want. Oh, shield for shield. Punishes Bear's shield. Has meter. Spends it.
Tries to go for another setup.
More rings. All right. Oh, he stops the time.
And you can see foxof42 waiting for another response from Bear.
Ooh.
And they landed first and tried to jump, but Bear just pressed 2A immediately and caught his jump start up.
Miyako's run cracks me up.
Yeah, she's schmoving.
She is actually schmoving.
Uh-oh.
All right. Okay, shield, and then went for a low, but foxof42 teched out of the corner, so wasn't able to capitalize.
Oh, cross-up jump B. It looks like foxof42 is not really ready to respect that space underneath Miyako and behind her in the air.
All right, when Moondrive,
Oh, immediate punish on the shield.
All right, stomp. Oh, followed through with the BC shield, but wasn't close enough to get anything really just because the space was so much. Oh,
and got a stray 5B confirm here. We'll spend meter, trying to get a left-right setup. Nice. That's very hard to block if you've never seen it before.
That was really well done by foxof42. Can spend another meter here, gonna close out this round.
Very nice. That was a very important round to close out that cleanly, because any more scrambles probably would have resulted in a loss for foxof42.
Yeah, precisely. And that means they started this round with a good deal of magic circuit, and they have a nice amount of moon as well.
All right, BearBeaver, decided to heat. foxof42 tried to air-to-air. Got hit themselves.
Big ole stomp.
Small charge.
Yeah.
Low shield. Immediate B vanish to get the low shield from BearBeaver.
All right, they've got 4 bars now. Go ahead, gonna get the knockdown. This is something we see very frequently with foxof42, but a nice challenge on the shield counter.
Yes, a lot of people don't remember that when you do B vanish, you can be challenged with the 3C when you come out from the disappearance. Uh-oh. Using jump B to control space.
Yeah, max range to get away from the projectiles from foxof42. Just charge at each other.
And it looks like BearBeaver's trying to like heat safely, but they want to try to get a straight hit into heat. Uh-oh. Okay, that jump shield was kind of scary.
Yeah, and they spent that bar too to just try and get a knockdown, something full screen. But the person getting the knockdown is foxof42, puts one on the board.
Yes. That was a clean instance of foxof42. What he likes to do is like make you block jump B in the air, and if he's close enough to the ground, he'll press 5A while you're still in the air, and because you can't block grounded normals in this game, you get unblockable. That trade was kind of terrifying.
Yeah. Just fatal counter. Boom.
All right, foxof42 doing more waiting, not committing to rings instantly. Oh no, cross up. Oh, not overhead, but is this plus frames? There's
Okay,
a cross up.
there's the cross up. Yeah, that's exactly what we pointed out earlier. You got to be aware of that.
Double overhead.
DP.
foxof42 is just chilling. He's just waiting for his turn.
Oh!
He mashes on the throw. Very nice.
Yeah, very nice. Finally gets opened up.
Yep. All right, let's see if he meets with the ring this time. Yes, he
Yep.
does.
And there's the DP after the moon drive activation. Woo!
Oh, that was scary. It looked like foxof42 was going to commit to something, but didn't at the last second.
Okay.
Yep.
Stomp just jumped out of it. Not going to get hit. Oh!
Nice shield!
What a shield!
Yes, he was ready to see the clash and then respond from 5-8 with shield, because that's what happens in a lot of instances in this game. Oh, God.
All right. Overhead in the air to protect those. And then get shoulder checked into oblivion.
He actually could have died from that instance, but BearBeaver wasn't ready to confirm. Oh, God!
That was really scrambly at the end.
I thought foxof42 would have used Moondrive to see what was happening there just to commit, but they decided to throw out Ring there at the last instance and didn't pay off for them.
No, it didn't. It seems that foxof42 is getting opened up a lot for some of their rings. And I mean, I know that's like the nature of the character, but in particular, he's using it in really unsafe situations.
Right, because Miyako is so fast, it's really hard to pin her down. Oh, another wake up 3C from BearBeaver, trying to read a jump.
Woo!
BC keeps BearBeaver near the corner. foxof42 trying to protect the space.
Yeah, got a little bit of a charge there for the moon, but now gets opening. Are we going to see the same counter? Yeah. It feels like foxof42 is going for the exact same thing in the corner. Well, it's working.
Oh, dropped confirm off there. Oh my God! That was really, that was slick into sloppy into slick again.
It was. It was slick the whole way through. We never saw the middle.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, another guard break. BearBeaver not paying attention to where they are in the air. They keep getting guard broken.
No, you've got to pay attention to where you are in the air, especially against a character like Red Arc who control that space so well. Woo!
foxof42 keeps trying to contest Miyako in the air, and if you're not immediately doing so, it's usually better to give up that space right away.
Right. BearBeaver with 4 counts of magic circuit, just because they haven't gotten the chance to use it, goes ahead and finally gets to spend a bar, run under side switch. All right. Ooh, challenge in the air from foxof42.
And because he landed first after the clash, he was able to punish BearBeaver on the way down. So it's very nice. Same side. Oh, there's the wake up heat, no option select to cover it.
No. Ooh, shield B counter, but then immediate rings from foxof42.
Oh, drop confirm. It's okay, run under. Moon skill, shield.
Moon skill back.
He did low shield instead of high shield. All right, so no player has moon skill available, a moon drive available. BearBeaver has no meter whatsoever. foxof has 1 bar. Any confirm will, lead into an EX ender here.
Oh no, a drop and a tech in the air, but foxof42 wasn't ready to punish because they teched the other way.
Yes. Uses that meter to stay safe for the X teleport. And BearBeaver, once again, not paying attention to where they are in the air, decided to hold shield on the way down to get out of the unblockable, but foxof42 kind of just didn't press a button and punished the landing recovery of the whip shield.
That was really nice adjustments from foxof42 to clean up, especially towards the end of that particular round, because they were both getting hit out of so much. And then it started seeming like BearBeaver was getting desperate and started making more mistakes, things that they hadn't been showing throughout this entire tournament. And foxof42 kept cool, kept his mental stack together, and was able to punish things and continue in this bracket.
Yes. Speaking of which, we will take a small break before we get to the winner's side of this bracket, so make sure you don't go anywhere and you come right back.
You see what y'all did? You don't like ads? This is what you get. So let's run those right now. Let's take a break and we return more Combo Breaker 2022 coming at you. Skullgirls Mobile is free right now on the Apple Store and Google Play. Go ahead and download it today and get a free gift.
Let's go, Samson! How do I look?
Shall we dance, milady?
Let's see if you're up to scratch.
Here comes trouble!
Don't hate the player, master the game. Go to metafy.gg right now and use the code COMBO20 to get 20% off and get good. The Hitbox Arcade controllers are designed with precision, accuracy, and speed. Take control today at hitboxarcade.com/CB2022. Kwamba has all of your tournament essentials on the lot. You can use the code ComboBreaker2022 to get 20% off at their website, KwambaUSA.com. Paradise Arcade Shop is teaming up with Combo Breaker to give y'all a limited edition Impress exclusive to Combo Breaker.
I reckon you're in for a wrecking.
You're not a warrior yet.
Let us break the ice. Beautiful. Please be gentle with me. That's it! These are a few of my favorite things. Kicking, stomping, and kicking.
You won't feel guilty picking up this officially licensed merch from the fine folks at 10O. Go visit 10o.gg/merch to pre-order now. No coasts, no kings, only fits and things. Visit combobreaker.org/shop to get your 2022 Combo Breaker merch.
Got every game counts. Literally every single time on it, it all matters. Oh! Oh!
Hey yo, no coast, no kings. It's Combo Breaker, yeah.
Playing games here. There's a lot, almost every single one. Don't leave it hanging like that.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Melty Blood Type Lumina Top 8 here at Combo Breaker 2022. We are about to get into our winners finals match here between George W. Burst and Masoma.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were not expecting Scrawt to be in loser side. Well, I can't say early because he lost to Masoma.
That's true.
But a lot of people would assume that losers finals would be between one of these three players, and it so happens to be George W. Burst and Masoma.
Now, George W. Burst, if you haven't been keeping up with him, goes by a lot of different names, previously Joe Biden, but most prominently known as Red Blade, who's an incredible uni player, also does incredibly well at this game as we see him sitting very nicely in winners finals with just regular Arc.
Yes. I think when he first picked up Arcuate, he said, like, man, y'all just gave me Wagner in a different game. That's crazy.
That's exactly what he said. You know, you get plus frames on so many things and so many different options on Oki and things like that. Just mix up your opponent on plus? Okay.
So I know a lot of people are going to think that, oh, Vlav should just win this matchup because Arcwood can never get in, right? However, Arcwood's one of the fastest characters in this game with the fastest dash. However, Masoma already knows that and is willing to play against that in terms of, all right, I'll just beat you to the punch and put a button out there first.
Right, all right, just shield counter, doesn't follow it up, though. Does that time with the bead counter, gets an excellent opportunity.
Oh, doesn't get the record confirmed. Masoma did tech 5C, still keeps his turn.
Oh, that was a rare drop from Masoma, too. They just timed the ground stomp a little too late, so he wasn't able, it allowed George to recover from that.
Double overhead, good block, doesn't tech the throw, though. And now we're going to get a full combo from Arcwood. Oh, dropped combo, unfortunately, plus range shield. Immediate BC from George W. Burst, decides to keep their turn.
Oh, no.
No combo off the 5C counter hit, but we take those.
All right, this is very scrambly. This does not seem like the clean play that we're used to seeing from both players. And I'm sure, you know, hey, it's Nerfs, you're in Winners Finals. You don't want to go down to the losers bracket.
Exactly.
And as a reminder, this is going to be a 3 out of 5. Winners, losers, and grands is 3 out of 5, whereas everything else has been 2 out of 3.
Correct. All right, Masoma has a nice, comfortable life lead right now. Full screen, just making sure George cannot, you know, jump full screen, get in as they want. It has to be made very hard for them.
So much shielding, and then the Moondrive activation to go ahead and see what was coming in, and this is a big opportunity for Masoma.
Yep, spends another bar, puts them full screen once again, and now George W. Burst has to play this game of, all right, if I mess up one more time, I'm dead, and they stood up too early and got hit by the low stomp.
That's the problem with playing against Vlav full screen, is you have to be aware of all of the options and then all of your standing up options.
Yes, because the stomp does hit low, so if you stand up a little bit too early or jump too early, it does catch you off guard, and he does get a full confirm.
Yeah, and it brings you closer to him, and that's just not something you want.
Nice Moondrive confirm from Masoma, looking still really strong this round.
Yeah, very strong. I like the way that Masoma is using single stomp and a double stomp just to get a little bit more damage in.
Oh, doesn't block the left-right there, gets hit by 2A, going all the way back to the corner.
Yeah, gets knocked down, and then just goes high-low. You get opened up, you weren't blocking right.
Yes, it said counter hit, so it looked like Masoma was probably trying to mash to get their turn back, and George W. Burst ends the round with Arc Drive.
Yeah, with the title of the game, Melty Blood.
Yes.
I love that so much. Every time I'm like, oh, got hit by Melty Blood.
And then someone will just say, oh, you got hit by Wake Up 2A? George W. Burst gets a jump C, confirm into the corner, very nice. Already Masoma's on the defense, has to choose wisely or else, yes. Tries to high shield the supposed jump in, but they go low. And one more guess and this round is over.
Yeah.
Double
Oh
overhead.
my god.
That was 2 interactions and the game's over.
It absolutely is. Yeah, go ahead, spend the meter. Got plenty to work with coming back into this round.
And that's like the biggest strength of Arcwood is that she forces you to make sure you are reacting and not guessing with shield.
Right. She's really good at making you play exactly in that moment. Okay, we get a little bit of a charge there from Masoma.
Ooh. Oh!
Hit with the overhead and the jump.
So Masoma saw the shield press BC early and George W. Burst was not ready to stand up.
Nope, okay. Delay wake up there from Miss George W. Burst. Gets hit with the ice, but...
Doesn't get the full trade.
Oh, and BC counter. This is... Oh, drop though. That could have been really huge for George.
Forward throw from Masoma. No air dash.
Oh, no.
Option selects the DP on wake up. Was intentionally looking for the heat there, but gets the DP and still seals their round.
All right, tech.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you can see George W. Burst uses that moon skill elbow to close the gap really quickly, but if you don't actually block it, you can actually mash right before she decides to press buttons too.
All right, BC, but no response really. Okay, the charge, and then just grabs out of it in response to the shield from George. Whoop, okay, ground stomp again. No, we use the projectiles instead, just getting a lot of chip damage here.
All right, both players inside the moon drive. Oh, full charge 5C from George W. Burst, no shield from Masoma.
All right, charge again, just trying to get something back. As soon as he gets it, oh no, that's definitely a punish.
Yes, you are not allowed to throw projectiles full screen against Arcwood when she has 3 bars.
No, you have to pay attention to that because every time she's going to do that.
Yes.
So that's a great button.
Yeah, if you don't have moon drive available, then you cannot do that. But George W. Burst gets a full confirm. Safe heat. No tech from Masoma. Double over.
Oh! No! Went for the empty jump in the low and was caught from Masoma.
Yes, Masoma is very prevalent to fuzzy mash. because he wants to make sure you're paying attention. That is such a good confirm.
Oh, and he knows it too. He said, yeah, I got got.
I mean, because he jumped full screen. He cleared the projectile at first, but then as he pressed his jump seat, he got hit by the last icicle, which Masoma knew. He knows his confirm off of that, so he's ready to anti-air and get a clean hit.
All right, just running at each other, which is interesting because Masoma usually in round start movement tries to get as far away as he can.
Yes, especially against a character like Arcwood, where she's just trying to stay on you round start because, you know, things like this might happen where you get hit twice and now you're down to one more guess, you lose the round.
Yes, you do. Good. Arc is such an impressive character in the hands of the right people.
Yes, especially the people who understand. I know how to space out all my normals. I know which ones are the best in terms of counter poking you, getting multiple mix-ups, being plus, or just in a lot of scramble situations.
All right, gets caught with the projectile going forward, so you can actually change the direction of the projectile. Even if you choose to do like the B projectile, which on the ground is an upward diagonal, you can switch it to A to just block all the airspace.
Yes, correct. Oh, gets hit by the low A double stomp. Disengages, goes back full screen, makes George W. Burst have to approach. Yep, Moondrive there to make sure he doesn't get punished, but the landing recovery gets hit by 2D.
All right, she's got 3 bars, probably, nope, gonna spend one here. Go ahead in the air, get the knockdown. And not double overhead, but this time Masoma was ready for the incoming low. All right, charge and just challenges with shield.
Oh,
didn't do
my
anything,
goodness.
went for the double down A.
And you can tell Masoma hesitated there a little bit because he saw the low shield and he was like, do I throw this? Do I mash?
Yeah, you could see all the options, like the spreadsheet was loading.
And he was just like, oh, I can just do that. And he got the round. But George W. Burst, unshaken, decides to just run at him round start, spend a bar. All right. Now Masoma has to make sure he guesses right or else it'll be 2 more guesses.
Okay, ooh, what a challenge.
Yeah, got lucky that it didn't clash or get jumped over, double overhead blocked. Masoma's just gonna now, shield back. Rising jump ain't no confirm.
Oh. George was over the projectiles when they came out, allowing him to get an overhead hit. And now, into the corner, we got knockdown. And this time, do we go for the double overhead? Yes, but it's blocked.
However, George W. Burst still gets the turn. Oh wait, this round is over because they got tagged by the last Rekka.
Melted blood!
And it counter hit too, so you can tell that Masoma was trying to delay mash on the last Rekka, but instead was a little bit too slow, got counter hit, and then George W. Burst saw the counter hit, pressed Moondrive, got to confirm, and spent the 3 bars, make it completely sure.
Yeah, that's something that sometimes in just fighting games in general that people don't pay attention to. Like, you know, oh, I have all of these resources, but I want to be fancy. And then they end up not closing out the round. Because in these like high-profile situations, sometimes you just want to show off what you can do, but really secure the kill.
Yes.
Do what you're confident in doing, what you have the meter to do.
Right, correct.
All right, but George 2 up on Masoma. However, strong opening here from Masoma. No, we got a lot of blocks. The quarter back, that was the moon skill. The back moon skill takes out there. That anytime that Vlav uses his sword, you have to be careful. The hitbox on that is incredible.
Yes. But George W. Burst is just like, you know what, screw that. I'm just going to start going in even harder. Make it so that you can't really retaliate too well. A lot of staggers here, Masoma respecting them, not trying to get counter hit.
No.
Oh, overhead block, very nice.
All right.
There's the double jump, gets out.
Yeah.
Should be able to close out the round provided he uses meter.
Yeah,
there
goes ahead. Masoma often likes to use the quarter forward C of that metered version because if you get the knockdown and the distance, he can either, you know, close out a round or things like that, or he can safely get Moondrive back.
Oh, counter hit jump B. Arcwood has the privilege of her double hitting normal, confirming on counter hit all the way down to the ground. Spin the bar.
Yeah.
That did a third of his life. Oh my god.
Yeah, Arc optimal combos can do a third to half of your life, which is just disgusting, to be perfectly honest.
Spinning meter.
Okay.
Double overhead. Oh, and it looked like George W. Burst tried to do dash up throw, but Masoma was ready and pressed the button in time.
Yeah. So use the stomp. Oh! That did not quite work out, and then just triple A lows from George W. Burst to open this up. Got plenty of meter, goes ahead, closes it out. This should be enough, even with the scaling.
Usually, a lot of people in that situation try to like spend as little bar as possible, you know, to like greed into the next round, but usually a lot of the better players will say, like, I need you dead. I don't want to deal with a ghost in the same round.
Exactly. Because there's so much comeback potential with Magic Circuit when you activate heat and things like that. You just don't leave your opponent with the opportunity.
All right, Masoma, nice life lead, trying to respond to the shields from George W. Burst. I counter hit 2B, full confirm back to the corner.
Yes, another strong round here from George. Gets another knockdown, and then double over. Oh, instead of going to the low after that, they went for the overhead again.
Yes.
That's not something they've done this time.
And Masoma trying to high shield with the immediate A counter where George just lands, punishes. 2A, goes through the moon drive.
Okay, we get a heat from Masoma, just spending a whole lot. Just,
Rising jumping counter hit is going to get a full confirm once again.
We do have 3 bars on Arc. She chooses to spend one on the EX instead. Gets hit with the overhead, and that is going to be George W. Burst moving on into Grand Finals.
Yes, he will be on winner's side. He's going to await the loser of Masoma, and whoever wins from the next match we have coming up, being ScrawtVermillion versus foxof42.
Phew!
Yeah, that was
a lot.
That kind of went how I expected it to go, because I remember those two playing pretty frequently before, and Red Blade would come out on top because he has, or excuse me, George, has a lot of experience against Masoma because they play a lot. They understand each other's tendencies, know the strength of their characters.
Right.
But usually it comes down to, not having to block Arcuid because she's very oppressive. A lot of her normals and special moves make it hard to approach sometimes because you're like, oh, I can swing here, but in actuality you can't.
Right, and with Arc, a lot of her normals and specials are Rekka strings. And so, with it being a Rekka string, you can choose to stop those, on the first, second, or third hit. And she has the ability to mix up her opponent in such a way that a lot of the other members of the cast can't. So, even if you do play really frequently, you have to really know the way that player goes, okay, so the way you play Arc, you're going to do the full Rekka string and then go into this. And then in this situation, you'll only do 2 hits. So, but then if you're trying to practice away from the other person, you might be able to bring something surprising to the table.
Exactly. All right.
Oh, boy.
So this is a loser semis match, meaning this is a 2 out of 3.
Right, and this is very tense. Scrawt in his nice tight moon shirt. Just, I feel like coming into this, I mean, Scrawt doing very well throughout the entire tournament, throughout many other previous tournaments. But foxof42 is on an incredible hot streak right now. We talked about that in the beginning of this top 8, how he was really like my player to watch throughout this because he's been doing such a great job adjusting on the fly to whoever he's playing against.
However, the only thing I'm worried about is I don't think he's played against Bestino that often. And that will matter a lot because there's a lot of situations where if a scramble occurs, Scrawt is more familiar than Foxo.
Right.
Oh my god, he just raw jump air throw. Good block of the BC immediately as well.
So Fox was did win against Bearell's Mario earlier. So a little familiar, but are you familiar with ScrawtVermillion, who's an incredibly aggressive and oppressive player like you're seeing right now?
Backdash gets caught by the Sword Nun. That looked like an option select because on the way down, he whipped his jump C, and the Sword Nun was immediately called. So that could be one of those things where Scrawt's practice if someone tries to backdash.
That was such a safe way to charge.
Yeah.
And I hated it.
OTG, Scrawt techs back, tries to escape. All right, shields that ring, and foxof42 is fairly safe right here. Good jump block, doesn't get hit by punch nuns. Oh, and he got counter hit by the sword nun on the way back.
Oh no.
Backdash gets caught, full confirm. All right, let's see how Scrawt chooses to, try to wake up throw.
All right, it was a really late B counter on that. But now foxof42 is stuck in the corner. We've got punch nun coming in, just more pressure coming. This is, Mario's so oppressive.
I mean, all right, there's the wake up heat from foxof42. He uses the EX web sling to just clear space, and then uses the moon skill web sling to make sure he gets it confirmed.
All right, in the corner, goes ahead, gets the knockdown. Wake up, so we had a moon drive activation to check the incoming, but it did not work out for foxof42. Axe Nun comes in, gets more damage, and the web sling actually got Mario out of there safely.
Yes, that's usually another good benefit he has. Try to do stand shield to shield like a 5A or something, but Scrawt's ready for those scrambles to happen. Reacted to the shield, just took a quick throw.
Yeah, I like how they were like, one more. We're gonna do it again.
All right, they're resetting the score count, but yeah. The quick, like, you know, go back to character select, make sure you get your mind in order. Back at it again. Nope, 5-8 trades.
Okay.
Doesn't punish a little shield, but it's okay. foxof. Oh my god.
That was incredibly risky, including the shield there. It could have been much more punished than it was.
But now foxof42 is stuck in the corner, trying to figure out how to get out away from the sword nun.
All right.
Oh my. Oh, it looked like Scrawt tried to do EX web sling, but it got counter hit instead.
It spends the bar, gets a knockdown. Still working here with the moon drive, so getting a little bit of extra damage if they use any of those skills.
EX web sling once again casts foxof42 out of the sky. Uses moon drive to get an actual confirm.
A very nice change of pace here, and got a really sneaky charge in there as well.
Oop.
All right. Ooh.
Low shield, B vanish. Trying to like just swing out of the corner. But instead, looks like the round will be over.
Yeah, does get a confirm off of that. There were 3 nuns at the screen on the end of that. Just have to pay so much attention to what resources Mario has available and when he can use them.
Yes. Usually, if you see sword nun, she's there at all times. If you see punch nun and sword nun on the screen, another nun will not be able to appear right away. But it still requires you to like understand. Oh my god, yes. If one of the nuns tries to come on the screen, if you haven't put a button out there, they can just come out at you.
Yeah, and there's that teleport grab that we saw earlier that was doing so well for foxof42.
Oh.
But Axenon come out. This is a huge opening for ScrawtVermillion. He has another bar left. What's the wake up?
Oh, double moon drive gets tagged by sword nun. There's the option select for the wake up E. And Scrawt makes quick work of foxof42.
That was very, very quick work. Very efficient, too. Like, it was efficient use of the meter. And I like the way, actually, towards the end of that, both of them were using their moon drive activations just to really check the incoming from the other player.
Yes.
It was very smart use of the tools and the resources that they had available, but unfortunately for Fox, that's the end of his road here.
He played really well this whole tournament.
He really did.
I was kind of worried that, like, I haven't seen him play an offline type Lumina yet, so I was like, I don't know how all his setups work, what his adjustments are going to be like, but he's a very strong player in Under Night, firstly, and you can already
top 8 in Under Night here.
He won the tournament.
Yeah, he real good then.
But his ability to study the game, his adaptations, they're all top level, and now it looks like he's going to be one of the players to look at for, further down for Evo, for Climax at Night, and so on and so forth. But right now, for Losers Finals, we have probably what would be Grand Finals in any other situation, honestly.
Yes, I was thinking the exact same thing. I mean, these two have played each other so much. Masoma just consistent on the vlog. Scrawt making incredible progress with this Mario. And as a reminder, Masoma put Scrawt into this loser's position.
Yes, that's correct. But again, what was said earlier was, you better hope that your winner semis match goes the same as your losers finals, because sometimes you don't want to run into the same person twice in the same bracket.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Moon drive activation. Hey, pole arm nun coming through. I believe it's a frame 1 counter, so as long as you can't do anything else, it's a guaranteed follow-up.
All right. Big web sling get a knockdown. Incoming just damage. Okay, shield. Doesn't challenge, though, after the whiffed hit.
Yes, because it looked like Scrawt might have been able to react as well. Oh my goodness.
2 techs in a row, side switch, goes for the low.
Masoma tried to do wake up grab, but because Bestino kind of flew over his head, the initial grab startup has a run, which got dashed under and it got him killed. All right, air throw ender from Scrawt.
Okay. Whoa. Shield for shield, and then just the overhead.
Yes, as long as you're not committing to an action right after shield, you can kind of double jump and follow the button with your BC.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Oh, went for the ground stomp, but Scrawt was already in the air, able to get an overhead counter. Nun's coming out, punch nun, and then using the web sling to change sides and get a knockdown. Oh, Axe Nun, where did you come from?
Masoma was very convinced that he could press 2C on that wake up, because he was just like, all right, he's going to try to run up and throw me, so I'm going to press a button. But all Scrawt did was just jump over and bait him. All right. All the way into the corner. Scrawt gets the first hit. And let's see how Masoma decides to act on defense.
Oh, stand blocking, and so Scrawt just goes for the low. It's a great opener. Goes and gets a knockdown. He followed up with a B, but nothing came out of it. It feels like Masoma is just not playing as strongly right now. Okay, put on some double stomps. None comes in, but that was the diagonal upward, so was challenged.
Yes. Scrawt manages to, he tried to get underneath Masoma, but he got met with the falling jump C. Full confirm, full screen.
Yep, and there is his charge. He didn't really get anything out of it, though, because it wasn't enough time.
Yes. But it's okay, like a little bit more moon gauge, but you have to respect the polar run. And then the full screen run up 5A from Scrawt.
Mario's run movement is also quite fast, and it's something to be aware of as we keep getting into this character, that he can just close gaps nearly as fast as DA Noel.
Ooh. All right, Masoma might have to like figure out how to approach on defense because he's just getting mauled currently. He does not have an answer. All right, plus frames, overhead jump C, and you can see Scrawt he's just playing his game. He doesn't have to worry about anything.
No. Oh, no, that challenge. So Scrawt had already recovered from using the shield up in the air, but Masoma had not.
Yes, correct. So Masoma landed second, got punished.
Oh, no!
And Scrawt is so good at getting ready to punish people because he'll do dash up 2A, 2A, see the startup of the heat, and he'll naturally react, dash up shield, and get a punish off of it.
It's such an excellent option. Okay. So we got back to character select. I don't expect any character changes from Masoma. Just take a break.
Yes. Usually when a game like that goes bad, you tend to say, okay, I don't know what really happened, but I need to make sure I stop the momentum they have and get my own momentum back.
Whew, deep breath. But I'm breathing hard for them. All right, a lot of round start movement, but ScrawtVermillion gets the first hit. Knockdown in the corner. Again, I feel like we see this a lot where Scrawt is just pushing a lot of buttons against Masoma, checking the blocking.
Yes, because Masoma looks like it's known so far that Scrawt has a read that Masoma's willing to just press buttons a lot in a lot of gaps just to take the turn back.
Okay.
A late BC after the first one from Scrawt. Now Masoma gets a chance to play the game, puts Scrawt in the corner.
Yeah, goes in, just uses the blast, does the EX version of the projectiles. Knockdown comes in, shield for shield, and then Sword Nun comes out, just creates a little distance, puts us back into the neutral situation.
And Masoma respecting Sword Nun, not trying to like shoot a projectile from standing. Will shield some of the nuns. But he tried to move right after and got tagged. Uses Moondrag to be safe after calling the nun because there is recovery.
Yeah, and that kept him from getting hit and the double down from Masoma. All right.
Woo! And Scrawt somehow magically is he's controlling Masoma to press 2A a frame or two later than he is, so he's getting a counter hit.
Yeah, this is very controlling. I feel like Scrawt, in the time that he was sitting down, was able to really analyze the mistakes that he made, because so far, he is one away from moving on. Oh, gets a big hit out of the air from Masoma, gets caught with the double down from the ice, and gets a little bit of charge. Shield doesn't do it, just block. Block again, BC.
Very
counters!
late. Yes, if you are adept enough, you can react to the late option your opponent picks after shield, but Masoma doesn't close out the round. He doesn't get the confirm.
No, that's a shame. He just scooted right out of there to get that full screen pressure that he's really known for.
All right, using some meter to gain more plus frames. Scrawt just chilling a little bit. Masoma did not go back to an A normal, so he picked a slower B normal, but Scrawt was pressing 5A fast enough.
All right, so we have a heat activation as well. Going to stop the clock, get a lot of health back. Good lord.
More plus frames. Oh my god, Masoma thought a throw was coming. He's not dead, but this next interaction might kill him.
Yes, all right. Okay, shield does nothing, just patience.
Oh my god. So Masoma, unfortunately, after the shield from the Axe Nun not getting baited by the counter, Scrawt actually did a delayed double jump, charge jump 2B, and caught Masoma kind of off guard, because Masoma thought it would whiff, so he stayed crouching, but it actually came out early enough to hit him on the way down. He needed to stand up and block, he just didn't do it in time.
No, he didn't. And I wanted to go back a little bit in that particular round to where there was the clash on the same hit, and you were talking about how Masoma didn't go back to a faster button. That's actually one of the detriments of LOVs, that is B and C buttons, although they're huge, are so incredibly slow. So they lose to a lot of those clash counters from the other members of the cast. Even the A, which the detriment of that is that it's very short. His A's are the stumpiest, and it's so frustrating. But because of that, that's what led to just the avalanche that became the win for ScrawtVermillion.
Yes, it looked like Scrawt was able to frame trap Masoma quite frequently. There would be a lot of small pauses within his pressure, and then Masoma would try to mash, and he would just get hit. So unfortunately, Masoma is out at 3rd place, but he did do really well.
He
and
did.
Hopefully we'll see him at either CEO or EVO this upcoming year.
Yeah, and if not that, I mean, Climax of Night coming up as well.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of which, we will have an ad coming up for you, and then when we come back, Grand Finals.
You see what y'all did? You don't like ads? This is what you get. So let's run those right now. Let's take a break, and when we return, more Combo Breaker 2022 coming at you. Skullgirls Mobile is free right now on the Apple Store and Google Play. Go ahead and download it today and get a free gift.
Let's go, Hampton!
Time to operate. How do I look?
Shall we dance, milady?
Let's see if you're up to scratch.
Here comes trouble!
Don't hate the player, master the game. Go to metafy.gg right now and use the code COMBO20 to get 20% off and get good. The Hitbox Arcade controllers are designed with precision, accuracy, and speed. Take control today at hitboxarcade.com/CB2022. Kwamba has all of your tournament essentials on the lot. You can use the code ComboBreaker2022 to get 20% off at their website, QuambaUSA.com. Paradise Arcade Shop is teaming up with Combo Breaker to give y'all a limited edition Impress exclusive to Combo Breaker.
I reckon you're in for a wrecking.
You're not a warrior yet.
Let us break the ice. Beautiful. Please be gentle with me. That's it! These are a few of my favorite things. Kicking, stomping, and kicking.
You won't feel guilty picking up this officially licensed merch from the fine folks at 10O. Go visit 10o.gg/merch to pre-order now. No coasts, no kings, only fits and things. Visit combobreaker.org/shop to get your 2022 Combo Breaker merch.
counts literally every single round robin. It all matters.
Oh!
Hey yo, no coast, no kings. It's combo breaker, yeah.
Playing games here. It's a lot, almost every single one. Don't leave it hanging like that.
Combo breaker. No coast.
Welcome back. We are here with Melty Blood Type Lumina Grand Finals at Combo Breaker 2022. I am Jadelyn, and this is Fox, and we have had a fantastic time here this entire weekend.
Yes, there's been a lot of Melty Blood, a lot of characters that you wouldn't typically see, a lot of players you wouldn't typically see on top 24, top 8 side of things, a lot of upsets, but we are finally here at Grand Finals.
We are, and we are going to see George W. Burst, who has been playing Arc throughout this entire thing, against the reigning champion, really, ScrawtVermillion, who is coming from losers with Mario Gallo Bastino.
Wait, did you learn Italian in like the last 5 minutes?
I do know how to pronounce Italian. I can't speak it, but I can pronounce it.
Okay, all right. Players are getting the nod to go ahead. Scrot, I actually don't know how often these two have played offline, but I'm going to assume that they, kind of like try to act like training partners, play each other pretty frequently. But this is the time to show that one person has the advantage of the other in knowing the matchup.
Right. Oh, the crowd is so excited. I mean, I'm excited too. So, as a reminder, this is a first to 3 best of 5. So, in order for Scrot to do this, they have to win 6 games.
Yes, I mean,
a minimum.
Scrot's done it before.
Yeah, did it at Frosty Fausting. We were just talking about that. All right, but a lot of respect on opening, and then the BC counter from the shield gets the first real damage on the board from George.
All right, elbow, that's plus, shields it overhead. Oh, low shield gets cracked open by the B vanish. Spend some meter.
Yep, Nun's coming in. Spear Nun is particularly frightening because she can just take up a lot of space.
Yes, she pops up on the screen ASAP. There's no waiting, she's just there. Scrot decides to do the counter with the Axe Nun and gets DP'd into a full combo into the corner.
Does the full string of hits there. Oh, just waited after the shield. So this is now ScrawtVermillion's chance to take a turn. Sword Nun does get a hit in, but chooses to get some Moon Drive back there instead.
Oh, counter hit. Jumpy doesn't counter, but he gets a web sling counter. Can probably close out the round if he uses a bar here.
Yes, chooses to use the bar and does get after the knock. No! I thought the knockdown would do it.
Yeah, but unfortunately, George W. Burst tried to force the turn back with a 2A and was a little too early on that.
And back and forth. The web is actually incredibly difficult to see, so you have to be very aware of where it's activating because that's where it shines from the animation.
Exactly.
Ooh, whiffed grab, but Scrot was ducking, so now this is his opportunity to take George back to the corner where he lives. Oh no, we live in that corner, just kidding.
All right, immediate axe, low shield, immediate VC. So that's another way to deal with Axe Nun Oki, is to make sure you shield the first axe, and then if Mario commits to something, you can BC right away.
All right, throw. Just lots of buttons on Wake Up, gets shield for shield, and then just throw after they're just standing at each other.
Oh, immediate heat after Moon Drive from Scrot. Wants to make sure he stays safe. A double air normal. Make sure he can counter George W. Burst's approach.
All right, spends all of bar that he had. Very smart, get as much of that as you can. Although a lot of this is recoverable, which could be potentially a problem considering how much magic circuit that George has.
Ooh, almost gets clipped there at the end into a full combo, but staying vigilant. Dash up 2B from Arclid. It's a good low profile button that leads to a full confirm. This might be the end of the round.
It could be EX and then go ahead into Super.
Yes, it's very good awareness to know that you have 4 bars. You're allowed to EX cancel into Arc Drive in this game. However, you need to make sure that if you think you can kill someone and use a whole meter, you should probably do that.
Yeah, because if you were left with a sliver, that'd be a huge problem. So speaking of which, now the meter situation has completely reversed itself in this round. But it's like George W. Burst doesn't really care.
Yes. Oh, wake up blood heat. So Scrawt is just trying to get his turn back, get some life back for a throw.
Big hit here. Got a lot of life from that. And now just all of the different nuns using every bit of their weaponry to lock George into this corner. Okay, lows, block, low shield, but still into the corner, just being pushed, and the overhead finally opens him up.
Yes, Scrawt was waiting for George W. Burst to probably press like a low button and a low profile, high profile with an air dash. Oh my goodness, that trade with the sword nun on the jump C.
Oh, fatal counter just into combo, and punch nun ends that definitively.
So the setup that Scrawt uses there is he doesn't stagger into the 2B, the Heelys, and he does nothing. So if you try to like mash low shield, he'll just throw you, and it's a good way to help end rounds for people who are just holding 1D a lot. All right, but George W. Burst, he gets a confirm into the corner after spending a bar.
Yeah, nice. Ooh.
Ooh, waiting for a response from Scrawt.
Scrawt is so willing to hold the shield and then not follow up on it, and I find it very intimidating.
Yes, because most people they take an immediate action.
And Scrawt takes no action. Okay, counter here, the wake up DP from George, but he put himself back in that corner.
Yes.
Okay, we're back in the middle now, but the side switch was caught by Scrawt.
Yes.
Gonna get a full combo here.
He was ready to press buttons right there, and he was just like, all right, I'll just get it confirmed. Meaty jump C, auto combo, nun summon. All right, axe nun now. Texted throw, doesn't have to deal with the axe anymore. Both moon drive to see what's happening. Moon scale elbow, full confirm.
Okay. All right.
So that counter with the polearm nun, if you press 2A and you hear that noise, the next thing to do is do something invincible. DP, heat, EX, it'll break that because you can't do another action. But you have to be ready.
Yeah, the sound cues in this game are very telling, but you have to know what they mean.
Yes, that's correct. All right, so George W. Burst has 4 bars, spends 1.
Okay. Uses the B counter, but then just scoots backwards. Mario's superior movement being able to allow the space to keep him safe from that backdash.
All right, block string, trying to get his turn. Accidentally puts himself in the corner. Rising jump A confirmed. Very nice from Scrawt.
Yeah, web slinging to keep this combo going for a little while. Oh, shielded the wrong direction and then was stuck in the animation, allowing George to get in. And now, again, 4 bars, spend 1, go ahead and do the super. No, get the knockdown instead. Oh, then
doesn't get the air throw, but got a DP, did a little bit more damage to Scrawt there. Very nice run under. So Arkwind's 2B is very good at low profiling people from jumping in and punishing the landing recovery.
Right.
Oh, a little too anti on the movement there. Got caught on the sword nun.
Right. Run under side switch 2. Okay.
Aye.
Nice punish. Coming out of the shield recovery, and George was standing up, so he caught it with a low.
All right, after ender, nice air dash to catch him ducking a little bit too early. It looked like Scrawt tried to do a delayed 2B into throw, but George was ready with a 2A.
All right, again, Moondrive, just have to see what the incoming is.
Not ready to cancel the Rekka into maybe Arc Drive, and that should be the end of game 2. Very nice from Scrawt.
Yep, Noelle makes her brief appearance.
And she's gone.
The animation in this game that they put into the arc drives and then into the last arcs are just so fantastic, and it adds a nice layer to each of these stories of the characters.
Yes. Oh, confirmed. Very nice from Scrawt. My goodness.
Yeah, Scrawt is playing very confidently right now, and as we spoke before this is not the first time that Scrawt's been in this position for a Grand Finals reset, and I feel like they're very comfortable here right now.
Yes, it could be one of those things where being put into losers early in top 8 makes it so that you take a lot of situations more seriously, because you know you don't have very many lives to work with. And right now, he's looking like a 3-0 versus George W. Burst to reset the bracket.
Yeah, unless George W. Burst finds some of that magic that brought them all the way to this part in the first place, which was really just being more aggressive. They're playing at Scrawt's pace now, and I think that's throwing them a lot. They're not being able to establish their own foothold in this game.
All right, AX Rekka, there you go. After ender incoming. So now Scrawt has to worry about, being just straight up thrown on defense, but no combo for George W. Burst.
All right. They were both trying to figure out what side they would land on, and Scrawt just was the first one to make a definitive decision.
expensive bar. Should get an air throw under. No, back to mid-screen. Oh, tries a Moonskill elbow to get across the screen, but no dice.
All right, flies across, tries to open up. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it looked like George W. Burst was trying to use the Moonskill to blow through the Axe Nun, but the follow-up is what caught him. Yep, as you can see right there. Because the beginning part of that is a counter, so if you counter something, she just hits you for free.
Okay, and this should be able... That's a Grand Finals reset.
Yes.
And under, swear to God, 4 minutes.
Let's hope not. Let's hope that's like 5 minutes. Because you don't want the YouTube VOD to be under a certain time length.
That is true. So this is a Grand Finals reset. Everybody has to be sent to losers at least once.
Yes, correct.
And, I mean, George was looking so strong coming into this. He was making such great decisions, and they were definitive. And that time, it didn't look like, I don't know if it's nerves or what. I mean, it's not like he's been unfamiliar in this position before, but it just, he wasn't making anything definitive. There were times he could have, you know, really gotten full combos, gotten great corner combos, and just didn't.
It could, you know, it really could just be like, they don't really know how this matchup works. They haven't seen too much of the character. Or it could just be that Scrawt's on another level. He's performing really well today. A lot of his situational awareness has skyrocketed since he got sent to losers. So it's really hard to contest him in a lot of these scrambles, like right there.
Wow, he caught the tech. So when you tech in the air, you have to be incredibly careful of the options that you have, especially in a character like Mario, like Miyoko, who can just punish those techs and then continue the combo as if they never stopped.
Yes, correct. And now George W. Burst looks like his grasp at neutral is a little shaken because they don't really know how to deal with the nuns too well, but a lot of their decisions does come from like, okay, as long as I can get some space, I can get my turn back, get a clean hit.
Yeah, and a good follow-up after that particular EX move. Scrawt unable to block afterwards, but now takes back his turn using a lot of web slings. We take the nuns and then end up getting a really nice punish here. Another web sling into a knockdown. And then, oh, Axe Nun did not end up hitting, so this is George's turn to get something back.
Might spend the bar. Yep. Gonna perform probably a double overhead here. Oh, there's the Moonskill web sling, and that is game 1 in the reset for Scrawt. So he's won 4 games straight in like the last 5 minutes, I want to say.
Yes, and what was interesting there is because George has been so good about moondriving for moondrive with Scrawt, he didn't have the moondrive to make that activation. He had to just hold it. He had gotten just enough right at the end of it.
Yes. And so Scrawt is looking very comfortable in this grand final so far. Like he's fought against all the Arcuids in the world.
He really has. Throw him again. I dare you to do it again. Oh, he
tried.
faked it.
Yeah, he was like, please think I'm gonna throw you again. But he did anyway right there. Double overhead, very nice block from George W. Burst.
And just opens it up. That is darn near a perfect. Scrawt is really cleaning this up. And when we panned back to George at that little break, he looked a bit lost.
Yes, because it could be one of those things where maybe he knows what he's supposed to do, but he's not executing well, and he might be a little bit shaken. Oh, low shield on the punch nun.
Okay.
Gets the turn back. It's a full confirm from the cannonball jump A.
Okay. George has 4 bars to work with. I want to see what he does with this. Okay, chooses not to go into the super, but... All right, techs the grab.
Low shield, immediate BC. Punch nun from the other side because he's still in the air. Web sling, shield, doesn't get a punish, gets his turn back.
Okay. This is much stronger from George. It's like he got a little bit of time to think, but... All right. You're going to close this one out? Yes.
Yes. Very nice punish on the landing recovery from Scrawt's jump in.
And I believe that's the first round that George has put on the board during this set.
I think so. That's kind of concerning a little bit. A little bit concerning.
Okay.
Doesn't shield back upon getting his Rekka shielded, so gonna eat this full combo. Meaty jump C, forward throw into the corner.
All right. Low, gotta block the overhead. Blood heat activated.
Whoa,
that shield was risky.
Well, gonna cash out on this damage, do approximately half life because Blood Heat does give you a 20% damage bonus modifier.
Oh, dashed backwards out of the incoming grab, which opens up the opportunity for Scrawt to get some damage in of his own.
Oh! Unlucky. Thought he could hit Scrawt with the DP, but the Axe Nun does perform a counter first, and Bestino does get the move right after. This is really close.
Yeah, I'm not sure. No, there's a little bit of life left, but Mario is still in moon activation as well, moon drive activation.
Oh, uses the, oh,
just look at overhead.
I don't know which side you were supposed to block that on. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All of the sides? I mean, that was straight down.
It was, but it's like, there is a side you have to pick. Oh God. All right, so this is game 5 that Scrawt has won straight in a row.
Game 5 straight in a row on a grand finals reset. George just trying to find some semblance of normalcy in this match, and is just really not finding it.
Oh, but he got an air dash jump A, which counter hit the low.
Okay.
Spent some meter. Looking a lot better once again, but Scrawt is very adept at getting out of situations like that. Oh my goodness. But
Yeah.
it looks like that's a round right here.
Yeah, the dash in from Arc is a really good move and has enough blowback where it bounced off of the wall, giving him the opportunity for a combo to close it out.
All right, blocks the web sling there. High shields the Goomba Stomp, but not ready for the follow-up.
Web Sling allows the follow-up from the Punch Nun to just keep going with this combo. All right, Sword Nun comes in. No challenge on the shield. Shield for shield.
They were both expecting the other person to press a button there to get their turn, but nothing. Oh, Vanish Speed, no counter hit. Oh, the Healy's coming in clutch.
Yeah, the tech out of the corner completely caught. Go ahead and use the bar, get some EX, and then Web Sling, side switch. Knockdown does not finish it, but Axe Stun coming in clutch.
You saw George W. Burst do Wake Up 2B there, trying to counter poke, get their turn back, and now Scrawt is on tournament point. Oh,
woo!
Air
Overhead,
dash.
yeah. Overhead low, opens it up. Gonna get knocked down, and single overhead just into low. Challenges the shield.
Oh, back dashes away from any reversal that George W. Burst is going to do. Scrawt has a commanding position so far. Very late BC after shield.
Yeah, George was not ready for that. Okay, we've got one bar spent. Okay, moon drive, moon drive. Okay, what's the wake up?
Last chance. Oh! And as you can see, Scrawt is very elated that he just won the tournament at Combo Breaker 2022 in 6 games straight versus George W. Burst.
That was an incredible 6 games. The hugging it out, but I mean, I know Scrawt has worked incredibly hard.
Yes.
Trained a lot for this tournament. And just as an aside, got a dog and named him Shiki, which I think is precious.
Of course.
But he did a really good job, just especially, I mean, I don't think it'd be understated that Mario came out on April 14th.
Yes, because it's been a month and like 2 weeks since then.
Yeah, a month and 2 weeks since it came out, whereas, you know, Arc, Vlav, all of them have been in the game since it came out. So he's made incredible progression on a character that's only been available since the middle of April.
Yes, a lot of people are like, I'm not really sure what this character does. I don't know how good he is. I don't want to commit to this character this early, well, early, quote unquote, early into the game's lifespan, especially with big tournaments coming up. But Scrawt had been grinding, I'd say, like practically close to every day since Bestino's release to make sure he's pristine, he understands what the character can do and how to fight the rest of the cast.
All right, so now we are looking at the stage. This is your top 8 for Melty Blood type Lumina here at Combo Breaker 2022. We have an incredible assortment of people up on stage, and they all played very well. So I believe Shinobi is the one who is doing the awards, and yeah.
Gonna get Shinobi in here real quick.
Take it slowly until we get a first shot in the crowd.
All right, y'all. In 7th place, we have Bearell and Infinity.
Bearell and Infinity doing a great job this tournament. Infinity getting knocked out pretty early into losers and crawling his way all the way back.
Yeah, did an incredible job. Both of them this entire tournament. A lot of excellent gameplay to go back to look at.
All right, in 5th place, we have BloomingLotus and BearBeaver.
BloomingLotus bringing out a ton of characters this tournament.
Yes.
Very exciting to see.
I didn't actually think that I would see that many characters from one
In
person.
4th place, previously, just a few hours ago, he won Under Night foxof42.
foxof42 doing really well this tournament. A lot of people not having high expectations of them, but the ones who know.
In third place, we have Masoma.
Masoma, I mean, did very, very well throughout the tournament. Played incredibly on a character that he's made a lot of.
In second place, George W. Burrs.
Once again, a player a lot of people know from Undernight, but did not enter this tournament, but still performing as if they actually did enter Undernight. Getting second.
And your winner for Combo Breaker 2022, type Lumina, ScrawtVermillion.
I know this means a lot to him, this win. This is a big tournament. It had, I believe,
give it up one more time for y'all. Stop it, man.
258 entrants in this tournament. To win that,
y'all go ahead and move on.
It was very incredible. So we are going to move on to.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to hand it over to Shinobi and let him take this one.
All right, y'all. I hope y'all having a good weekend. One Combo Breaker great, y'all. Let me make some noise for Combo Breaker. Definitely gotta make some noise for Combo Breaker, y'all. First off, well, you know what? Let's get a little hot here. It is hot.
Show off the merch.
Do it. Buy a shirt.
He showed it off a few weeks ago, I believe.
What's this? Bro, have y'all seen this weekend? I haven't seen this shirt.
There we go.
All right. Y'all buy a shirt next week, though. This will be out next week.
Yes.
Yeah, it's new.
New shirt. Buy. Make sure you buy it when it comes out.
For sure. So I know we've been teasing stuff, and I know we've been like kind of quiet in terms of Climax Tonight this year. But I just want to give y'all just a little introduction on like who I am and who we are. So my name is Shinobi. I run Climax Tonight, a French bread community tournament event in Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, make some noise, Woo!
Let's go, Ben.
Y'all are obviously very excited. Combo Breaker has a very special place for us, for me and the team, Team Data, who helps us with production. So in 2018, at the now long gone Pheasant Bay, rest in peace, at the Mega Center in 2018, after the Uni Finals, I announced Climax Tonight at Combo Breaker that year. So it is a very humbling and very exciting experience to be able to do that again for our 5th year in operation. Yeah, make some noise for that. And like I said, we've been like, you know, teasing y'all on the down low and stuff, but tonight, you know what I got for y'all, right? You know I got. Y'all won't see it. Y'all won't see it. Y'all won't see it. Go and play that trailer, y'all. I'll see y'all next year.
Yeah, and 3 days, new event space, 10,000
Hey,
square
hey,
feet.
top eight. If you made top 8 for Melty Blood, you need to come follow me in just a second. I'm about to walk out to get y'all paychecks.
In case you can't hear, Shinobi is very prompt about paying out people, so that's another reason why you should go to Climax Night. If you make top 8 in most of your games, you get paid pretty quickly, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he's about to pay them right now.
Yes.
Which is fantastic. But yeah, 10,000 square feet, brand new space, free parking, room starting at $119. I mean, if you've not been to Climax of Night, which actually I haven't, and I'm highly considering going, it's an incredible event that really focuses on the French bred games and things like that. So a great event. It's a little bit more niche than something like Combo Breaker, but really allows the opportunity for these games to shine.
Yes. Shinobi was able to get more ballroom space, which means that, some people thought that the old venue was like a little bit cramped, but that's probably because the community's been growing. So last year, there was actually close to 400 people. And honestly, I can see more people coming this year because they're like, oh, I think Japanese players are trying to show up this year.
Oh, fantastic.
Because if they can, if the restrictions are lifted or, the precautions are taken, them coming to Climax of Night this year would be pretty hype because I know a lot of Japanese players are interested in overseas Melty Blood and also Under Night as well.
Yeah, so thank you to both Shinobi and to the team here at Data FGC for running that and putting that together. That is going to close it out here for us.
Yes.
I've had a fantastic weekend getting to do this commentary with you, and I'm so glad that we got to do Top 8 together. It was an absolute blast.
I'm always delighted to see more people decide to show up and, take anime games seriously, because that was one of the things that I've been doing since, one of the first Combo Breakers, spawned in, 2017. And I'm really glad everyone's, taking games seriously, doing more studying, and then also having fun and interacting with the community. And, so thank you, everybody. Hopefully we can see you at Climax Night, but the next tournament is going to be CEO, so if you're planning to go, make sure that you have all your stuff in order, you talk to everybody you know, and that's it from us. Once again, I am Fox, joined here with...
I am Jadelyn. There are still more tournaments happening at Combo Breaker, particularly the Pinnacle event of Guilty Gear Strive starting at 7:30 Central Time.
Yes.
And that's it for us. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for enjoying Type Lumina with us, and we will see you at the next event.
Take care, everyone.
Hey yo, no coast, no kings. It's Combo Breaker,
Mind games here. There's a lot, almost every single one. Don't leave it hanging like that.
You see what y'all did? You don't like ads? This is what you get. So let's run those right now. Let's take a break, and when we return, more Combo Breaker 2022 coming at you. Skullgirls Mobile is free right now on the Apple Store and Google Play. Go ahead and download it today and get a free gift.
Let's go, Samson!
Time to operate. How do I look?
Shall we dance, milady?
Let's see if you're up to scratch.
Here comes trouble!
Don't hate the player, master the game. Go to metafy.gg right now and use the code COMBO20 to get 20% off and get good. The Hitbox Arcade controllers are designed with precision, accuracy, and speed. Take control today at hitboxarcade.com/CB2022. Kwamba has all of your tournament essentials on the lot. You can use the code ComboBreaker2022 to get 20% off at their website, QuambaUSA.com. Paradise Arcade Shop is teaming up with Combo Breaker to give y'all a limited edition Impress exclusive to Combo Breaker.
I reckon you're in for a wrecking.
You're not a warrior yet.
Let us break the ice. Please be gentle with me.